Has your cat ever suddenly taken off running around the house in the middle of the night, like it's being chased by something you can't even see? It looks like just a burst of energy. But the truth goes way deeper than that. These moments have an explanation that involves instinct, invisible triggers, and even your presence in the environment. And here's the interesting part. Most people get it completely wrong. Today, you're going to understand what's really behind these crazy bursts and why they say more about you than you think. 1. What zoomies really are. First, let's understand what's actually going on. Those sudden bursts of energy your cat has even have a scientific name: FRAPs, frenetic random activity periods. And at first glance, that's exactly what it looks like. 1 second of silence, and the next, your cat is sprinting, jumping, sliding across the house like some invisible switch just flipped. But here's the part that changes everything. It's not random. These episodes are a release. Something has built up. Energy, stimulation, excitement. And it needs to come out somehow. It's like an explosion that's been building up. The problem is, most people stop at this surface level explanation. But what's really behind it goes way beyond just the body. 2. It's not just energy. A lot of people think zoomies happen only because a cat has too much energy. But that's just part of the story. For cats, it's not just the body that kicks in. The mind does too. While your cat runs, changes direction, jumps from one side to another, it's not just exercising. It's processing stimuli, releasing tension, and reorganizing everything it absorbed throughout the day. It's like when your head feels full and you need to go for a walk. Now imagine that in an animal that's extremely sensitive to its environment. Every sound, movement, every little change, it all gets stored. And at some point, it has to come out. Before we keep going, if you love cats, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel to be part of our community of cat lovers. 3. The hunting instinct. To really understand zoomies, you have to go back thousands of years. Before living indoors, cats were hunters, and that instinct never went away. It follows a clear sequence: observe, chase, attack. The problem is, inside your home, that sequence never gets completed. There's no real prey, no final moment. So your cat's body is left holding onto that built-up energy, that need to act, and zoomies become the outlet. When your cat runs around the house, changes direction, makes sudden jumps, it's simulating a hunt, hunting something that isn't there. And that's why, a lot of the time, those runs end with it attacking random objects. But there's an even more interesting detail behind all of this. 4. Why it happens at night. If there's one thing almost every cat owner notices, it's the timing. Everything is quiet. You're asleep. And suddenly, your cat decides to sprint around the house at 2 or 3 in the morning. That's not a coincidence. Cats are crepuscular animals, which means they're naturally more active at dawn and dusk, and that comes straight from their ancestors. In the wild, those were the perfect times to hunt. Prey was more vulnerable, and predators were on the move. So your cat's body still follows that ancient clock. The problem is, your cat's perfect time is the worst possible time for you. But there's something even more personal happening in those moments. 5. How you might be causing zoomies without realizing it. Now here's the part most people don't think about. What if you're triggering these bursts without even knowing it? For example, when you play with your cat right before bed, you're activating its hunting instinct, but not always helping it complete that cycle. The result? Built up energy just waiting to explode later. Another factor is the environment. Scattered objects, boxes, furniture, all of that turns into the perfect racetrack. And there's more. Your own behavior plays a role. Quick movements, shifts in your energy, even your tone of voice. All of that can stimulate your cat. So sometimes you're not just watching it happen, you're the one flipping the switch. 6. Why zoomies end near you. Now notice something almost no one talks about. Your cat runs all over the house. goes through every room, and in the end, it stops near you. On the bed, the couch, at your feet. That's not random. After that burst, it looks for a place where it feels safe. And for many cats, that place is you. Even with all that energy, all that instinctive behavior, it chooses to finish right by your side. It's like it's saying, okay, I'm done now. Think about how we feel after a long, intense day. We just want to go back to somewhere comfortable. For your cat, you are that place. But there's an even more interesting detail here. Sometimes you're not just the ending, you're the beginning. 7. When zoomies can be a warning. So far, everything sounds normal, and most of the time it is. But there's a side of this that a lot of people ignore. Not every zoomie is just energy or instinct. In some cases, these sudden bursts can be a sign that something's off. For example, if right after running your cat starts excessively licking one spot, it could mean irritation or discomfort. If it takes off right after using the litter box, it could be pain. And if the zoomies come with intense meowing or aggression, it could be stress. Age matters too. Older cats can show this behavior due to confusion, so no, it's not always just play. And knowing the difference changes everything. 8. How to tell if it's normal or not. So how do you know if it's a healthy zoomie or a warning sign? First, look at the pattern. If your cat runs around, has its fun, and then just relaxes, it's most likely normal. It's part of who they are. Now, if these episodes start coming with unusual signs, it's time to pay attention. Sudden changes, constant repetition, aggression, or out-of-character behavior are red flags. Another key detail is context. When does it happen? After what? How often? Watching these patterns makes all the difference. Because your cat is always communicating. The question is, are you reading it right or missing something important? Now tell me, when does your cat usually get the zoomies? And does it end those runs near you or somewhere else? I'd love to hear what's going on in your home. And before you go, check out our latest video to keep discovering amazing facts about the world of cats. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comments and in the next video.